Hey guys, I'm Stu.
And I'm Andy.
And this is Stu and Andy starring in. It's all downhill from...
Hey, what's up, guys?
Tasso?
How you doing?
Nice jaw.
Thanks, Stu.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 6. Six. This is consistent.
It is.
I think this is the most
consistent schedule.
The most consistent we've had. And actually, we have another guest star here today. Andy, would you like to introduce us to
my
this Greek
left,
legend?
We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Anastasios Stamatinos, a.k.a. also known as Tasso for short. Welcome to the podcast, Tasso.
Thank you. It's an honor to be on your podcast.
So, Tasso, it's been a long time since the viewers possibly could have seen you, just because after high school, people get busy. People don't see people for a long time. What's been the life of Tasso or Anastasios, for that matter?
Honestly, nothing much. I mean, just school and work. Just basic stuff like that. Nothing exciting.
The daily grind, pretty much, basically?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it's everybody's kind of grind after high school. You gotta make some money, gotta make some dough, you gotta live life. And
Gotta make that moolah.
The money.
Moolah.
The nice money.
Yeah. Invest in stocks, kids.
I mean, I don't know what Dogecoin and the crypto seems kind of bad right now, though, Stu. Yep, up and down, it's a roller coaster.
Elon Musk said it was bad, that's why.
Oh, that man, every time he tweets, he either ups the value of something or like just crashes it, and then he sells all his stock when it's up, and then it crashes, and then he buys more when it's down. He's a genius. I guess it's probably why he's a billionaire.
That's a pretty good indicator of why he's got lots of money.
Stuff like that.
Tasso? Yes, Stu?
How you been, buddy?
I think I already answered this question.
How you really been, buddy?
I've been good. I've been doing good. More importantly, how are you guys doing?
Did you say more importantly?
Yes.
Listen here, Tasso, okay? I'm a man of all culture, all gender, all equality. I think we're all equal in presence.
And so do I.
So you know what, Tasso? That more importantly statement, I believe it's important we're all here together.
I understand.
The brothers, the family.
But
you know
the family. Familia.
But you know, I've been doing pretty
that.
good, man. I'm pretty alright. But,
It's kind of funny, though, that a dude that is kind of like Vin Diesel is talking about family, though, I think. Kind of cracks me up a bit. Family.
You know what's funny?
What?
Literally, all I'd have to do is shave my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I got the no-name brand charger. I got the no-name brand look, I guess. I don't know.
Walmart brand.
But thing is, though, like when I shave my head, I honestly think I look like a naked mole rat.
No, you don't.
I think I do.
No, not at all.
Holy, like literally
No
the adult version of Caillou. Like
Caillou got canceled like a year ago.
Yeah,
What?
I think it did.
Yeah, I got
For
taken off
what?
air. Just because, like, I think the show ended, like, in 2010, but they just kept airing episodes in syndication. But now they just stopped airing episodes.
No way.
So, like, you gotta find that stuff on the internet pretty
It's
much
like
now.
rare, like freaking. Oh, what is it? The dark web.
The dark
Find
web.
Caillou on the dark web.
Hey, you wanna buy some episodes of Caillou? Got season 1. It's fully loaded MP4. You want it? Got it on my hard drive.
30 grand.
Pretty much, yeah. Speaking of 30 grand, though, Stu. 30 grand. That kind of rings a bell here. Seems a little relevant, I think. I don't know.
Yeah? You think so?
I think it is. I mean, maybe cut to a clip, maybe, and that might kind of explain a few things, possibly.
Bravo 6 going dark.
It's colorful.
Fuck yeah. But, yeah, I actually made my first sort of big investment on a vehicle that doesn't break down after about 2 months.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, it was great, you know.
Progress.
It's a Honda Accord hybrid Touring 2017. So Touring is actually top of the line for the Accord series. So it's got like your leather, all your LEDs, all that stuff.
The whole full package.
It's a hybrid on top of that. It runs on a CVT transmission, so that's one gear. It's a constant velocity transmission, they call that. We work on that a little bit in the agricultural world. Some of our sprayers and stuff are more instant access speed sort of agricultural equipment will hold that. And this car's got that too. It's got pickup like crazy, and you know what? Like, I think for our little hiking trip coming up here next weekend, I think that's going to come in handy.
I think so for sure.
I think it's going to be, I mean, like I said, 775 kilometers in one tank.
That's pretty good. That's
So-
that's a lot of kilometers.
So I mean, like, we're paying like $10 gas. It's gonna be great. It's
Sounds
awesome.
good for me.
So like, we got our car for the adventure. We didn't book a hotel yet, right?
Not yet.
But you
That's on
guys,
the to-do list.
you guys are definitely in for an experience in 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks when we actually release that one, right?
Online schedule.
Because next week is the other one, and then this week is gonna be. Okay, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, no, that's kind of something new in my life. That's kind of all right, and yeah. No, that's speaking of new things. Tasso, education. How's your schooling coming along, buddy?
Schooling's going pretty good. I mean, I'm halfway through my degree, so I'm looking forward to that.
Why don't you explain to us what degree you took?
Well, my main goal right now, and something that I'm really shooting for, is I want to get my master's and my PhD in history.
Okay,
Good stuff.
that's really good, actually.
Thank you. But that's just a goal right now. I mean, obviously it could change. I mean, anything can happen. But in terms of my degree, that's where I'm lined up. And you know, my goal, one thing I always wanted to do when I got older was teach history. I mean, obviously it's been my favorite subject since I was a little kid. My dad and my brother were both very much interested in that subject, and that kind of paved the way for me. So that was just something where, you know, I could build on my own knowledge while also passing it to other people as well. So that's something I hope to do in my future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of brain power and a lot of willpower to go through a degree like that, I think.
And honestly, it's like really respectable. It's like,
Thank
you know, the biggest thing is like, we want to teach history so we'll repeat it, right? And it's like essentially, you're teaching our future generation to not repeat the mistakes of the past, and also to educate us on what has been. And that's actually, like, I myself found history so fascinating when I was in school. And although I could never see myself being a history teacher, I do like to envelop in it, because it's like, you're learning about how we came to be, about like who we are now and why, right? So it's like,
Exactly.
like I actually envy the fact that you study that, because that'd be so
Thank you very
interesting
much.
to get into. Yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
man. It's like, it sounds pretty cool. So, what is your inspiration for learning it? If
What's
you
my
wanted-
inspiration?
Yeah, what's your
Well,
inspiration?
The thing that always comes to mind for me is that history makes us who we are today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about events that have happened in the past, there's always must be a constant reminder of where we've come from and where we're going.
Yep.
And we have to acknowledge not only what is famous throughout history, but also the unspoken heroes and everything that has transpired that could have had, if one detail was changed, that could have had an entirely different impact on who we are today and what world we live in. So we are essentially all a part of history. Our family history, the nation of our, the history of our nation, everything.
Country.
It's just everything plays a part as to who we are today and what path we're setting for ourselves in the future.
Exactly, yeah.
That's deep.
That's some deep talk right
That's
there.
really deep. You know, like I'm gonna blow my nose. Hold on a second. That's a break. Okay. Oh, sorry for that. Got the sniffles. But anyways, we're
Got
saying.
COVID.
But that, like, honestly, is just so like, how do I put words to it?
Commendable.
I don't know. It's just like, it's respectable, you know, like
Yeah.
reteaching what, like, making our younger generation sort of understand where we come from, why we came from, how we came from, the different ways we came from, understanding other cultures and other people and feelings in the retrospective of things. Like, kind of a dark topic, but even like the uprooting of these poor indigenous children from those residential schools, like even bringing. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's a very sad chapter of Canadian history.
Yeah. It is a very sad chapter, but like it's really cool that, like, because like you being a history teacher in the future, you're bringing light to these negative, sad situations so that our young generations of tomorrow don't repeat these mistakes, and even us now, right? So
Exactly.
it's like, in a way, it's like history is one of the most important things to learn. So we learn from our, like, you know, it's the saying, learning from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't learn from your mistakes, how are you supposed to better yourself as a human?
Exactly.
How are we supposed to better ourselves as a species if we don't learn from those mistakes of the past either, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's quite commendable, and I really hope the best for you. You know, do you see yourself actually following through with your degree, or do you think you might switch it up?
Well, you see, for me, what I've always been taught from a young age is that you start something, you finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, obviously I've had people say, because getting a master's and a PhD, like I hope to do, is a very, very hard thing to do.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, it takes a lot of years and, you know, a lot of work. And, you know, obviously there have been people that, you know, have stated, you know, what the jobs you can get with it and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, for me, it's also about achieving the goal I've set for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, that's not just with me, but with everyone. I feel like in life in general that, again, like Wayne Gretzky said.
So like, yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
And
Opportunities.
no, like that's exactly, like if you want something and you set out for it in your mind, it's like go and get it.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Go and
Pursue it.
because you know I see a lot of these older people, they live in midlife crisis, like, you know, like the midlife crisis talk, how everyone's like in the midlife and they're looking back at life.
Like, oh,
it's
no.
like, you know what, don't give yourself an excuse to look back at life.
Yeah.
Make it so you look back at life and you're like, yeah, I did that. I'm
Mhm.
proud of that. You know, like I'm proud that I didn't give up and I went after the things I wanted in life. You know, like it's exactly like that's 100% commendable. Like that's, I wish everyone lived like that. You know, go against the grain, not with the grain, kind of thing. You know, like be the odd one out, be the black sheep.
Yeah.
Go do what you got to do, right?
Well, it's almost like people, like, even with choosing, like, university degrees, people only go after stuff where it's like, okay, they look at, like, what pays the most, what's the most available job. It's smart to do that, but at the same time, you could be ending up in a field that you hate it, but you're like, oh, I'm just in it because it pays well. That's going to work great for a few years, maybe, but then later on, you're going to hate yourself because you're going to be like, man, why did I spend all this money on a degree that I don't like for a job I don't like? And then you end up having a midlife crisis, and then thinking back, man, why didn't I do this differently 20 years ago?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't want to be in that position, like Stewie said. Just don't want to end up in that same way. But building on that topic of Tasso talking about history, not going to lie, my favorite part of history to talk about, or even, like, look up about, is World War II. Because that stuff, like, obviously, there's some, like, a lot of bad stuff about it, obviously. But, like, there's a lot of games, movies, media about World War II. And it's just kind of cool knowing a lot of fun facts and stuff about your history in that regard. So, yeah, that way, if you're in conversation, you get a deep talk about World War II, Canada's part in it, all that kind of stuff. Have some national pride about the role of your country in that kind of World War, that big conflict.
Juno Beach.
Juno Beach, badass.
Juno Beach. Hey, you know what? If I do not mistaken, it's because we had a big part in winning the beach in Normandy, did we not?
It was, yeah.
Canadians were like the deciding
massive
factor,
part.
I thought. Like, it was Canadian blood, man. You know, that's where we come from.
Coursing through our veins.
Yeah, but
Proud.
a controversial topic. Actually, no, I'm not going to talk about that. I was just going to relate all those situations to our government nowadays, but I don't think I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, it's
We talked about that quite a bit, like
even last time with
the last one. Yeah, that's kind of revisiting topics.
yeah.
But speaking of Juno Beach, you hear about what's going on September 25th?
I think I heard about that.
Tasso, did you hear about what's going on September 25th?
September 25th.
It's D-Day.
It's D-Day, man. It's
Coming.
D-Day.
D-Day.
D-Day's coming.
D-Day, Juno Beach. Prairie Storm. I don't know if all you guys have heard about Prairie Storm. They're a paintball group.
Oh,
They're a
yeah,
paintball
we
course, and they're down by Moose Jaw in those hills going into Moose Jaw. And every year they have this thing called D-Day. And last D-Day they had, I actually attended. And it was, well, actually they had one this past year, but it was really small. But like the last big one they had, because when COVID wasn't a thing, I attended.
Yeah. I
And
remember
that. I went there with my buddy Carter Matichuk, and
Paintball
that-
legend.
yeah, and that was insane. They got this big course, and there's a bunch of buildings everywhere. And on top of that, there's like 400, 500 people. It's literally like one side's defending, and one side's Juno Beach rushing the beach. And it's like,
It's badass.
Last year the year I went, I was defending. Well, this year, I assembled a squad, and we're actually going to go and charge the beach. So that should be fun. That's gonna freaking hurt, man. Cause like I remember defending like 2 years ago. You literally have like full range all over the hillside of these guys coming out of the boats. So like as soon as those boats open, just like in the war, you are pelted with bullets. It's not even funny. So it's it's gonna be, and some people will be doing it with their shirts off, man. Like no remorse. Like they just did not.
Wow.
Like I don't know, but yeah, that's gonna be. We're gonna be rushing the beach this time, and I'm pretty curious to see how that's gonna be. Like how the experience is gonna be different from defending, because defending was really fun, but I'm really curious to see what it's like on the offensive. So
And the pressure.
I'm really excited for that this year. I got my group going. We're gonna go and charge that.
Are you gonna be looking like all badass, like a big outfit, or what?
I think so. I think we're gonna dress up, look all cool, like we're coming out of Spec Ops: The Line or something. You know, it's gonna be. We want to be military boys, but I think it'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll be wearing all black or what? Or wearing some camo?
I think I'll be wearing what I wore last time. So I'll send any some pictures, throw up on the screen some of the pictures we took. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time. I'm pretty excited for that.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Not gonna lie, just right now I'm eating my sugar donuts from the fair right now, like the fair, quote unquote, because right now Yorkton's having all the food trucks that should have been at the fair, but since the fair is not happening this year, the exhibition, so they're having all the food trucks here just so we can get food. So we got some sugar donuts from Fun Time Foods. Shout out to them. Some good stuff right here.
There's a lot of good stuff out of there. A lot of cool food trucks, a lot of things to experience. We got the chuck horses, we have the chuck horse racing this weekend too.
Chuck wagons and stuff.
That should actually be a good time.
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience in that kind of stuff?
Not a whole lot, no.
No? What's your outlook on that stuff? You think it's fun, cool?
Chuck wagon races and stuff.
Yeah.
Horses?
I think they're fine.
Have you gone to any of the chuck wagon races before?
I think once when I was a kid, yeah.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember going to one.
No?
No.
Huh.
I went to, like
Or maybe this week gonna be your first experience?
Oh, maybe.
Well, maybe.
Like the closest thing, like I went to the fair last year, or not last year, 2 years ago now. I'm stuck in like 2020 here. Basically, went there and I remember seeing like the cats, like the dogs doing the dog tricks and stuff like that. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'll watch that for sure.
That sounds pretty chill.
But man, I miss those rides though. Even though like obviously like it's not the biggest rides, but it's still a fair though, you know.
Yeah, like it's just like
I went to the CNE. It's a massive difference from the CNE in Toronto, but I mean it's still pretty fun though for a local flavor
yeah,
fair.
like, you know, like it's not really about the fair more than it is just the environment.
Yeah,
you know?
seeing everybody around, walking
Just,
around,
like,
having a good
yeah,
time.
like having a good time. You know, everyone's out and something to do in Yorkton.
You have a date,
so.
you walk around with them, sort of thing.
Yeah, like it's just like getting in the moment, right? It's like one of those few things we have left to do, and you know, it would have been so nice actually having the carnival this year after COVID, just because of how much damage COVID kind of did.
Yeah.
You know, like made everyone so isolated. It'd be good to see everyone out in a public place with no masks, so you just having fun.
Exactly.
But there's always next year.
Exactly.
I think 2020 is one of those years we're just gonna kind of forget about it,
Mhm.
because like even like remembering D-Day, I always say last year, but I actually meant the year before. It's just like we're just gonna cross 2020 out. You know what I mean? Like this is one of those.
It didn't
years.
count.
No, it didn't count. Didn't count at all.
Not at all. Wait, Tasso, I saw you at the when I got my sugar donuts. Tasso, what'd you get from the food trucks again? I can't remember.
Real Canadian.
Real Canadian. What'd you get at Real Canadian though?
What was like in it?
Yeah. Food.
Just some fries. It was all protein, bacon bits, green peppers, all that kind of stuff.
Good stuff. Good
That
stuff.
sounds pretty solid.
It's funny. Speaking of fairs and stuff like that, though, my uncle used to have a food truck at like one of the Calgary fairs during the Stampede. He'd always bring out this food truck, and he'd always tell me, he's like, "Oh, you should invest in it." I think it was like a corn truck or something like that. It was like the weirdest thing I thought of when I was younger. But he's like, "Oh, you should come down and work the corn truck for a couple days or something. You'll get some money." And this is when I was like 5 years old. I'm like, I don't want to work at a food truck when I'm 5 years old. I want to be going around at the fair.
Yeah.
But we never end up going to Calgary just because of things happening and stuff like that. But I mean, that's the one thing I remember about fairs though. And another thing too as well is the weird food and stuff like that are at those things. Like at the CNE, there's some random stuff there, like pickled. What is that? I can't remember. It was like a lot of like fried stuff, like fried pickles were there, which aren't obviously still common and stuff like that. But There's a lot of weird fried foods that you just think diabetes right when you see them, though.
It's like, yeah.
Like, my stomach hurts thinking about that.
You know what I was saying with your donuts there.
Like, even right now, my stomach's starting to hurt from this.
Cholesterol and a heart attack with a little sprinkle of diabetes. That's what I was saying. It's like, shit, there's like grease in there like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, you don't eat too much of that stuff, that's for sure.
No. What's your opinion on that, Tasso?
Like all the greasy foods at fairs and stuff like that.
You a big fan of that?
No, not a whole lot.
No.
No.
Your health nut too?
Trying to be.
Trying to be. Yeah, that's
It's
all
good
we
to
can
be
do
like
is
that,
try.
though. You save a lot more money. I mean, obviously, buying healthy food is expensive, but you wouldn't buy all that crap that adds up, fast food.
Yeah.
McDonald's every day type beat.
Yeah, I did that a little bit while I was going to school, and it's not fun. It makes you feel like crap.
It does.
It does. It's not even fun. But with that being said, I think we're going to go for a little break, kind of regather our bearings, and we'll see you guys when we get back. Holy fuck, you can literally... The grease is just...
It's mounting.
Oh my god. This is fucking disgusting. You can literally, like, feel the grease in your mouth.
I mean, to be fair, actually, it was just as greasy when I just got them. Never mind. I was going to say they're probably worse now than they were, like, an hour ago, but they're pretty greasy then, and they're greasy now.
Fuck, man, that's brutal.
The thing is, the grease solidified during this hour.
Yeah. Anyways, hey guys, how's it going? We're back from break there. You just saw I was talking about those greasy donuts. I just can't believe how much grease are in those freaking donuts, man.
I've got diabetes.
Holy shit. Like, man, you eat like 30 of those, and
People
you're
are buying
immediately...
buckets of those things. I was like, why would you buy a bucket of those things unless you're sharing with like a family of 5? One person
No
eating
child
those would die.
One child has one of those. They have their calories for the day. Like,
One child has like 6 of those donuts and calories for the day, probably.
Yeah, it's like
all that sugar on
full
there.
of
cinnamon.
grease, man. Oh my god,
Man.
that's disgusting. But anyways, speaking of disgusting, no. Speaking of great things, not my car. My car is disgusting. It's actually not disgusting.
It's
Tasso.
very clean.
Tasso, I like your car.
Nice,
Thank you.
nice car.
I like both of you guys' cars.
car.
Nice car.
Jinx.
Oh no, I lost the Coke again.
You know you're supposed to say Pepsi Jinx, then I owed you just soda. That's how it goes. You go Jinx, double Jinx, triple Jinx, quad Jinx, Pepsi Jinx, drinks.
You know way too much about jinxes.
In
You've been in the
Often-
game for a
no,
long time.
literally back when I was in Often, like we'd always say Jinx, and like with my friend group,
Yeah.
and that was literally a thing. And then someone mentioned Pepsi Jinx, and that's when I remembered that from. It's like Pepsi Jinx, you owe me a soda, and it's like, haha.
You better not get
no,
Pepsi
fuck
though.
you. I'm not old enough to give you a soda. So yeah.
Got him.
But yeah, no. But cars.
Tasso.
We talk a lot about cars on this podcast, and
Motor
I've gone
vehicles.
pretty in depth before. But you know what? I want to know what you drive, Tasso.
What's behind Tasso's? What's in his?
I know
his
yours
hands
is
and
pretty
wheels?
nice too.
Thank you.
Looks luxurious.
Yeah,
Thank
what's
you.
it called?
Well, it's a Chevrolet Cruise.
Chevrolet Cruise.
What year
It's
is that?
20.
15?
Yeah, 2015.
15
That's the-
Chevy
yeah.
Cruise.
That's the turbocharged version, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah. I worked with a guy that has a similar car. His was
Really?
Yours is black, right?
Yeah, mine's black.
Yeah, his is white.
Yeah?
His is it was pretty nice. They got like the touchscreen inside and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty high class.
All the boys got touchscreens now inside their vehicles.
Everyone's just moving up in the world.
I know. Like, man.
Holy crap! Went from CRV to
Honda CRV, was it 2003? Honda CRV?
yeah, that thing.
02, something like that.
You know what? I don't care how high tech we get with our vehicles. Nothing beats Honda CRV.
That thing was legendary.
I literally missed that car.
Today, when I was at work, I was legitimately looking up Honda CRVs because I'm like, man, I want to see the CRV again. So I look it up. I see one 250K for clicks, good condition. They said the engine's a little bit kind of beat up, but I mean it still runs good. Blows cold sort of thing. But it was like $2,500. I'm like, man, imagine a CRV.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. The
The
all-wheel drive
memories.
action. There's so many memories in that car, man.
I remember you just like every time like we'd be driving and all of a sudden you just pedal to the metal, just start going ham.
Yeah, because one time I went off-roading with a couple friends in it, and I nicked the muffler, so it made a sound after. And I remember everyone knows me in this neighborhood for one reason. Every
Oh,
time
no.
I rolled up with this vehicle, Tasso, I would literally put it in neutral, right to the pedal to the metal, and that thing never blew up once. Like
My neighbors hate you probably.
Yeah, probably.
And you hammering on the horn all the time too.
As long as it wasn't past 11 o'clock, I was safe. I was safe. Speaking of 11 o'clock and routines, Tasso, do you have a workout routine?
Getting those gym gains, curls for the girls.
Girls for the
Girls for the
girls.
girls?
No.
You got the nice hair for him, though.
Oh no, you guys have nice hair, but
Okay,
hold on,
Tasso.
hold on. Let me talk about my workout routine, just because you said.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just...
Look,
This isn't nice hair.
I believe so.
It's a bush.
So.
Anyways. Thank you. Anyways.
I don't really have a workout routine. You know, I've tried to set a schedule for myself, especially with working out.
Yeah.
But I've never been, it's just my nature. I've never been one to really set a schedule for myself. I've always wanted to just go where life takes me and to never pass up 1 second of life. You know, I've always believed firmly that, you know, we should be able to, or that we should live our life to the fullest possible, and that we should never be afraid, always be confident, hardworking, determined, that we should find love in our lives. And so I've always been someone that just wants to live life to the fullest and doesn't live by any sort of schedule.
That sounds like a Tasso.
Tasso, I feel like I can run through a wall right now.
Just even inspired me. Through the roof.
You guys inspire me.
Listen, Tasso, I like your mentality, man. I like your mindset.
Vibes.
That's actually, like, even this summer, that is, like, the mindset that we have hit. It's like, you know what? Like, for a second, let's not take life so serious. Let's just enjoy what we got in front of us, you know? Let's just enjoy what we live
Let's take
now.
it one step at a time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one day at a time, one step at a time. You know, like, big things that happen, but let them come. Like, it's the little things. It's the little wins, right? Yeah. You got to count the little wins. You got to count little things. You got to enjoy your situation. You know, I remember there was a couple times in my life where I went to pretty cool places, but I was so focused on why I was there, I didn't focus on taking it in. And it's like sometimes you got to take it in for what it is. Just accept. Just be like, wow, I made it to this spot in life. Wow, just take it all in for what it is. You know, like, realize how far you've gone in life and realize the things you've gotten and respect that and realize that there's more to come. And it's like, I love that mentality. It's such a mature mentality. Well, it's a good way to live life, you know. And people that live life the way like that, like one step at a time, go with the flow, life's always a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Life's always a good time like that, right? You know.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but like talking about all this kind of stuff reminds me of like when I was up on top of the mountains, but like at one of the trips nearby Banff and Jasper and like Edmonton.
2018.
CSLE 2018.
Yeah.
We were on top of the mountain, climbed like that snowy mountain peak and stuff like that. We're on top of it and looking out and seeing like the view and stuff was like breathtaking. Yeah. Even like the air, like how fresh the air was too. Like remember that?
Yeah.
Sitting on top.
I climbed the mountain with you. Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah. Climbing the mountain, eh?
Yeah.
Climbing the mountain.
Sliding down too as well.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good time. So that was a lit trip.
Yeah. Remember when we right at the very top when we took all those rocks and spelled my last name?
Yeah. That was funny.
Remember,
really? You're like, oh, Tasso, come on, let's go. And we're like the last ones on top. They're like, wait, we gotta do this.
Yeah, it sucks when your last name is pretty long.
It took a little minute.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Like climbing the mountain in real life too. Like in real life, but like theoretically speaking, you know, we're all climbing the mountain right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I even.
I'm gonna hit that peak.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound really left field, out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking about my coworker one day, and we were talking about that actually, because she climbed mountains too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I think life's like climbing a mountain. I think the first 20 years of your life is like climbing a mountain.
Steep.
I think that in the first 20 years, from being a kid, growing up, you know, to being an adult, you are climbing this mountain, and along the way, you meet people on your journey up this mountain, and some of those people stay, and some of those people go. You know, everyone takes a different route up that mountain. And some of that climb is easy breezy, fucking lemon squeezy kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. And some of it you're walking up a face. You know, you're climbing up a face, and it seems like there's no hope. But through this 20-year climb, so to speak, I feel like you go through your experiences, and you lose some people along the way, but you also gain some people along the way, and you remember all that, and then you get to the peak of that mountain. You get the peak of that mountain, right? Mm-hmm. And you're looking back. You look down at everything you've done those past 20 years of that past climb. You look down at everything you conquered. And then you look to the distance, and there's a bigger mountain. Yeah. So it's like you see this mountain, and you're like, man, I want to go climb that mountain. So it's like you're going to go climb that, and although this one's bigger and much harder and much more of a challenge, you take the experiences from the last mountain you climbed, your last theoretical 20 years, and you're like, okay, let's go challenge this, right? And that mountain, the next 20 years, also has its like ups and downs, right? And it's like experiences. It's a new mountain. It's a new experience. It's a new thing in life, right? And I kind of relate that to like the way I see it, 20-year intervals in our life. You know, for the first 20 years, you're living at home and you're trying to figure out who you are in life, what you're going to do. The next 20 years is doing what you want to do and then building yourself up and then making a family. And the next 20 years after that is like, you know, you've already kind of raised your family. Now you're sort of like getting ready to go to retirement and shit like that. I don't know. It sounds really weird, but like I kind of looked at it like that, where it's like I think each 20 years is a good reflection on life.
Yeah.
And then you get ready to, and I think that it's like, because, you know, everyone talks about how they're 20, you know. Everyone talks about like being 40, that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Being 60 is a big deal because that's like when you retire, you know, like every 20 years is always a big deal.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can look at that like a mountain in and of itself. It's like the first 20 years, the first mountain, you climbed it up. You're going back down, you're going to climb another mountain. It's a little bigger, but you got some experience, you know. You just keep doing that until you climb the biggest mountain, and then it's over.
Yep.
And then you die.
Exactly.
And you just die.
Speaking of death, I remember all the people on Mount Everest. Like, I keep seeing like all these things about like how people didn't make it up Mount Everest, and like their like skeletons are preserved on like these huge high up altitudes on Mount Everest. It's kind of weird thinking about that.
Just
But
dead
I don't know
people
why
on
that
the
remember
mountains.
or just like popped in my head. Just
I
dead
saw something
people.
crazy. And Mount Everest is actually almost taller than the Marianas Trench, but not quite. The Marianas Trench is deeper than the Mount Everest is taller. Imagine going down that deep. That pressure would turn you into a
What you
tomato.
know about rolling down in the deep?
No, rolling down in the deep. What do you mean?
When your brain goes numb, you can call it mental freeze.
Actually,
He doesn't get it.
I don't get it.
He doesn't get it.
I'm sorry. I made
Some
an
people
awkward,
might get it, though.
awkward situation. I didn't get it.
But anyways,
What do you think of what I just said, Tasso? What do you think of that whole
about
mountain?
life?
Well,
What's
Climbing
your view
a
on-
mountain.
well, I guess you kind of already told us, but
yeah, well, no, I mean, like, you guys put it into a great perspective. I mean, that's just the way that, you know, I mean, we're all put through challenges that's going to test us, and that, at that moment, we're going to find out who exactly we are and who we're meant to be.
it's like
Yes.
that. It's like that song. Literally, I just related my mountain thing to another song. It's like that. Where it's like, oh, what's the band? They're like, keep climbing the mountain. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, what?
Ain't no mountain high enough. What?
Oh,
Marvin Gaye?
maybe that's a good one too. But,
Ain't no mountain high
no,
enough.
it's a rock song. But
Oh.
anyways, yeah, no, like that's just a, yeah. Just
Lots
keep
of stuff
climbing
about
the mountain.
mountains. Mountains are very
Symbolic.
symbolic, metaphorical.
So tell us more about your car.
Vroom vroom, Tasso.
Honestly, nothing much that I can tell you. I mean, besides it being a 2015 Chevrolet Cruise, you know,
Good
it's
gas
got
mileage.
gas mileage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's got right now about a little more than 160,000 kilometers on it.
Nice.
It's a good highway vehicle, and you know, which is good because I'm on the highway quite a bit, traveling back and forth.
Always on the move.
Yeah, always on the move. But besides that, yeah, it's reliable. It's a lot better than my old car, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, the T-Mobile.
The
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
What was the T-Mobile
Yeah.
again? Was it like
It was a
Jeep?
2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It literally broke down like maybe
And you were going
2
to
times a month.
and you were going to sell that to me, Tasso.
Hey, you were the one that said you were interested in it.
I was
That's
interested
true.
in it. I didn't want a Jeep at the time.
Then speaking of the last Jeep though, you had was that like a 1993
Oh my God.
Jeep Cherokee?
You still have those videos?
I don't know for the video, but I think the picture though for sure.
You don't have the videos, throw the picture. That was the very first car I bought, and it was like. I remember when I picked it up from Kenora. We came back. I'm like, "Hey boys, we're going on an adventure," and
Yeah.
literally you pushed the side of this thing, and like chunks of fucking sidewall came out of this thing. It
And
was
like
brutal.
the hood was like not latching.
No, like it was literally the biggest waste of money in my
I
life.
remember your grandma was just like shit talking, and I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, it was
That was
a
hilarious.
brutal vehicle. Good times, and the inside was all gritty. It was
Is it
all
pink and duct taped?
pink. It was pink, and it was duct taped with Batman. That
It
was
smelled like smoke too or something.
yeah, like it was That was a mess.
That was like an FRCC unit right there.
That was an FRCC unit, but the harmonic balancer was ready to go.
And then I remember, going up that steep, hill.
Didn't make it the first time.
No, and then eventually it did.
Yeah, we hit it like hard enough, and it got up there. I remember.
And then I remember you went down into like the ditch one time with it. You're like, boys, check this out. And you like went to the ditch.
Start off-roading. Yeah, I definitely ain't doing that with the tour. Definitely doing that with the Accord. I don't think she's worthy of that.
No.
No.
It's not legendary enough to do that.
Yeah, I'll put it that way. Maybe it's too legendary.
Well, speaking of Jeeps, though, like my Jeep died on the highway.
Jeeps are just known
2019, July 1st.
It's sad, man. I saw there was the anniversary there of its death.
Yeah, that's
so sad, man.
Every year reflect Canada Day. I mean, it's the birth of our nation, but as well as the death of my Jeep.
The birth of our nation, but the death of your liberty.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
life and death. It's beautiful. But with liberty comes Pontiac G6s, and my Pontiac G6 is okay. It's not the best vehicle, but it's got low kilometers. There's small issues in it. I got the tire fixed the other day. I got a small nail in it, apparently, is what they told me. I had no idea what was going on, but anyways, that's all fixed up now. Now I'm gonna fix up the
1500.
What's that?
The 1500.
The 1500.
The 1500.
1500.
The Chev.
The Chevy? Oh, the Chevy as well.
Chevy with a levy.
Chevy with a levy. Chevy Silverado. That thing's... I only drove that for a bit, but then I realized I don't really want to drive a truck around.
Gas ain't cheap.
No, it's not. And I don't want to pay much for gas.
$1.39 for regular.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, dude.
Literally, premium 2 years ago was cheaper than that.
That's sad.
That is unbelievable.
Man, we're getting gouged right now. Tasso, when's the last time you filled up your car?
When's the last time you got... Go ahead.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
When's the last time you got gouged?
Gouged by gas companies.
By gas companies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the last time I filled up my car was when was it? It was about a week ago.
About a year ago. I thought you were going to say
a year ago. Yeah, I know. My car isn't that good on gas.
It runs on solar power.
Yeah. No, I filled it up about a week ago. Yeah.
About a week ago.
Yeah, I only like $20 regular. I always do it by that amount. I literally drive with barely any gas left sometimes. And that's when I fill it up, and I do about 20 regular because I don't want to, because I drive quite a bit, and I don't want to be spending large amounts of money all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Gotta pocket that cash.
Yeah.
Cash money.
Cash money. Well, anyways, what do y'all figure?
I figure presidency. We forgot. We have the president,
The myth,
El
the legend.
Presidente. To our left right here.
The one that out El Presidente me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Big
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Please. I'm just kidding.
You were more deserving.
No.
than that.
Don't even go there.
What? How was the
Don't even go
presidency
there.
though?
I was
I mean,
evil.
like,
How was it?
I was jealous of the parking spot because at the school I'd come late, or not late, but like I'm talking like 5 minutes before like school starts at 9:00, and you have no parking spot. This man had his own parking spot as El Presidente, and I was so jealous.
Well, I was actually, I never told anyone this, but I was going to, right before we started school back up in grade 12, give it away.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to set a precedent for, other SRC members that, when they got elected, they would have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Then Connor did it anyways.
Oh, that was his choice. I mean, like, it wasn't a bad choice. It was a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It's positive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, how was your experience as president? Like, how did you like that?
Well, it was a very humbling thing, don't get me wrong. I mean, throughout, I think my biggest reason for running in the first place was due to bullying. I mean, throughout my life, I've been the victim of, well, especially in my elementary years, I was the victim of bullying for a long, long time. And it hurt. I mean, like, there were instances, and, I'm not trying to personalize it or anything like that, or to just go on a rant about this. There were times, I got called freak or anything like that, but, something that always stuck with me throughout my life is that, because remember how I was saying you got to live your life to the fullest?
Yeah.
Well, I never told anyone this, but in 2006, I'm not going to say about it, but I had a near-death experience. And I was only 5 years old at the time, and reflecting on that, I understood that you had to do something, that you're put on this earth for a reason, for a purpose to find out who you are. And for me, I wanted to be able to help other people. And I never viewed those kids that bullied me as being rude. I viewed them as people that were making mistakes. And so running for president was something I thought I could definitely try to do. And every single person I ran against was more deserving to be elected. And I had an amazing SRC and amazing teachers, amazing students. And, you know, and I know sometimes maybe I went or tried too hard or anything like that maybe it wasn't fun for them, and for that I sincerely apologize. There were a lot of things I wish I could do over in high school, and you know, a lot of different things or different outcomes I wish could happen with people, and the only thing I can say is that, you know, I just hope and pray that, and I know they'll have successful lives after.
But then again, like
after high school. But sorry, I was just gonna say. But that was, you know, that was my main reason for running in the first place, and to be able to do it with a great amount of people, all teachers and students, it made it just as easier, but it also made it just as humbling to recognize that everything that we've done, not just that year, but everything we've done leading up to this moment and everything we're going to do in the future is all because of everyone that's in there.
Yeah.
You know what, Tasso? You know what I find funny? How you say everyone else that ran against you was more worthy of being president, yet my inspiration to be president was to go to Edmonton. Your inspiration is because you almost died. And you're telling me that...
it was like... Well,
that
was just something. That was just something that I've thought of my entire life. Is that after, you know, that event, and again, I'm not gonna say what exactly it was.
No, you don't have.
I just
to.
realized that, for me, and as I believe for all of us, but like, you do the right thing because the right thing matters.
Well, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you've always kind of lived like that. Like, I mean, like, I know a lot of times you like apologize there for things not being fun and whatnot, but like, your heart's in the right place, and that's like how you see things. If anything, you were more fit to be the president than anyone else that ran, because everyone else that ran was either doing it because they didn't care anymore, because they wanted to go on a trip, or because they wanted to look good. And you were literally the only one up there that was probably genuinely pure and just wanted to help. And you did. You made that club. You freaking tried as hard as you could.
Yeah.
You literally... Like you told us here, in anything you did, you saw it through and tried to finish it. And, like, you were more consistent with that, at least from what I saw, than a lot of people I know.
Yeah.
Like, especially in high school. It's like you committed. So it's like, not only are you telling the truth right now, but you've shown that.
But
and it's like, the fact that your inspiration comes from something so deep to help people really shows the character you are. And I don't think, because of that, all in and of itself, I don't think you have to apologize for anything that you do, because what you do is purely out of your heart. Like, it's...
Yeah, exactly.
And I really do appreciate all that you said. And you know what? I'm gonna be truthful in saying that another big inspiration I have is you guys. I mean, I was a shy kid for the longest time when I was in elementary school. And when I met you guys going into grade 9, which was terrifying for me, you guys showed me that you can make friends and that you can accomplish anything if you have the right mindset. I mean, we've grown so much closer since we've all met in that time, and you know, the level of respect and the level of commitment and just the pure friendship we all have.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's inspired me. But as you're saying about the apologizing and, you know, about other candidates, you guys, your good intentions were as pure as anyone's.
Nah.
And
I don't know.
Yeah, they were. And don't short yourself like that.
No, I mean, like, I'm not even gonna even lie to you, Tass. So by the end of it, I did not want anything to do with it. It was literally, I won't get into why I didn't care anymore, but essentially I felt like I was going nowhere with it because I felt like I wasn't being heard, even though I tried a little bit in the beginning.
And I should have helped you more.
No, that's not at that point that wasn't your thing. But the thing is, as a president, I wouldn't have done anything because I knew it was. I guess I was in the wrong crowd. I guess it's a good way of putting it, but either way, at the end of the day, no, I think that you were, like, you look at your intentions, look at the things that you talk about, how humble you are, how you think about everyone else before yourself, like, no, man, like, you were definitely the best candidate.
Thank you very much, and I'm just going to respond to that, and I don't mean to cause debate or anything, but believe me when I say it, you weren't in the wrong crowd, and you know what? Everything that you did, whether it was outside of SRC or in SRC, you made a difference, and so did you, Andy, with all of the stuff that you did for the regional and all the stuff that you continue to do for them. I mean, it's just, it's a school that's full of just a collective amount of talent, and that's what made it so. That's what made me so proud to actually be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, there are a lot of things I wish I could have done differently throughout my life, and we all have those regrets.
Mm-hmm.
But all I can say to anyone I've ever known is that I'm sorry if I had done something, and I hope that, and I know that you will have a great and successful life.
Inspiring.
Inspiration.
It's awesome. That's really touching, Tasso. That's
Good shit.
Man. It's freaking solid, man. But anyways, everyone, that's pronounced the long name.
Anastasios Stamatinos.
Anastasios Stamatinos.
A.K.A. Tasso.
The man, the myth, the legend, the Greek god.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one and only.
The one and only.
But
as you can see, it's getting kind of dark out here.
with that, what do you figure?
I figured it's time to wrap her up.
I think so. But thank you so much for coming on the show,
Thank you
Tasso.
guys
We
for letting me
appreciate
be on
it.
here.
Oh, anytime, man. It's
Yeah.
all good. It's all good. May not be the last time we see you on here with our special 10 episode special coming up here soon.
Mm-hmm. It's coming up.
4 more episodes. You're gonna see us in the desert. You're gonna see us talk to some other people, and then you get to see the big number 10.
Number 10. Dees.
Dees. Oh God. Okay. Well, anyways, with that being said, take her easy. Hey, bud. Thanks for watching.